Hello and welcome to RimWorld. This is PatrioticSteam 7 here, also known as Ball U1 or just plain old James. How are we all today? This game RimWorld has really caught my attention on the internet lately, on YouTube. I've seen a few people playing it and it looks very interesting. I've played it now for probably about 12 or 13 hours or so, and I've got a good basic understanding of it. I have died a few times, so we here are going to start a brand new colony and we're going to see where we go from there. Let's get started. So we're going to start with Crash Landed. As you can see down here, I've got a starting with nothing, which if you guys are interested, I'll get started maybe later on. Maybe after our first crash landing is finished. Whether we survive or not, let's see how we go. So as you can see, we've got an AI storyteller here. We can choose between Cassandra Classic, Phoebe Chillax, and Randy Random. So each three of these make the game slightly different. So Cassandra here, she has a fairly linear style of challenge versus time to build up. Phoebe Chillax here will give you a lot of time to build your colony, build up your settlement, and then she will start throwing big things at you. But then after the big things are gone, she'll give you more time to get back. And then Randy Random, well, he's just random. He'll throw anything at you at any time. He'll give you any type of break between events, and yeah, he likes to have a bit of fun. But we're going to start with Cassandra Classic. We're going to do permadeath because a lot of people that I have seen play this game seem to enjoy the permadeath aspect of it. So we'll see how we go from there. I'm going to start off at rough, because once again I've only done about 12 or 13 hours of this game, so we'll see how we go. So we're going to call our seed Australia, because I'm in Australia. We're going to do 50% globe coverage. Basically that means the planet that we see, there will be land on 50% of the planet. So we'll have a fairly big area to look at. We could always go 100% or leave it at 30, but I like the generation of 50% on the planet at the moment. So we'll go from there. So I've been an avid YouTube watcher for a while now, and I thought I'd give recording a go. I quite enjoy playing a lot of games. I like playing a whole bunch of different games, but when I first started seeing RimWorld, which probably is about 6 months ago now, I thought this is a really interesting game, and I think I'd have fun trying to record something for you guys. So this is my first recording, so we'll see how we go from there. So as you can see, this is our world. We can have a look around the world. So at the back here, there's nothing. We've got the South Pole here, we've got the North Pole up the top, and we've got this massive landmass in the middle. This is going to be us looking for someone to build. I quite like building around the mountains and stuff like that. We've also got all these roads. So these roads and these rivers, these are new to Alpha 1.7. Sorry, Alpha 17. And yeah, let's have a quick look around for somewhere to build. This looks quite good here. It's a desert area. We've got a faction there. So these factions, so all these different color shapes and stuff like that, and the buildings here and the skull and crossbones here. These are all different factions that you may interact with during your game. So this one looks pretty nice here. So this is a temperate forest area. We'll have a look at the terrain. We've got large hills. We've got a dirt path which leads to a road down here. So the purpose of these roads is basically to give us a bit of a speed bonus when we're moving from place to place. So yeah, but we'll get into that a little bit later. All right, so I think this is a good area to start. So let's go next. And we're going to start off with 3 people. So we've got Chris at the moment, who is a male colonist of New Orleans, age 61. These are the stats of this particular person. This person is incapable of fighting, or firefighting, sorry. Their backstory is medical assistant when they were a child and a Navy scientist at adulthood. He's a careful shooter, physically dull, and he's a green thumb, which means he does very good growing. So the little flames on the sides here of all the different stats. So the 2 flames means that they're very passionate about that particular thing, whereas the single flames mean that they are interested in it, but they don't learn quite as quickly as the 2 flame. And everything else, they take a penalty to learning, and yeah, they won't learn anything quite as quickly in those particular areas. So we're going to randomize a bit. This first person's going to be me. I'm going to put my name on them. We're looking at someone who is around my age. So this one's a little bit too old. My plan is 48. This one's also a little bit too old. So we can't put any information in to try to give us a particular setup for a character. This one's a little bit closer to my age, about 10 years off. So we're going to use Marcus here as myself. PatrioticSteam. So you guys can all see how badly I can type. And we're just going to give the nickname of PS7. Okay, so this guy looks pretty good. He's a mechanoid nerd. He's an optimist. Chemical fascination, which means he likes the drugs, which I'm not into that, but anyway. And he's a little bit lazy, so yes, that's also me. So we can continue on from there. Let's have a look at Vladimir. So Vladimir is around 28 also. Urban criminal world, urban politician. So this person's stayed in the criminal area by the looks of it. Good shooting skill, although not passionate about shooting. Good social skill, very passionate about that. Will not do dumb labour or crafting, so we think we might randomise a bit here. Dumb labour basically means hauling and cleaning and stuff like that. Cleaning and hauling both come into this game fairly heavily, especially when you're trying to get resources and stuff like that. The cleaning aspect comes into you keeping everything clean and keeping everything happy, basically. So let's have a look here. So we've got Anthony Tony Gallagher, who's a boy soldier. Adulthood, he's a marble doctor. Okay, so first aid is often the only first aid. Incapable of crafting, which is okay. We don't need everyone to be able to craft. This person's very good with medicine, very good with shooting, and very good and very passionate about growing. Growing is a very important thing in this game. You need to be able to grow your own food as well as killing animals for meat. So yeah, so I think this person will be okay. Let's give this person, we'll just leave it at Anthony for now. There we go. So that's our second person. Now, third person here is Carter Joywire. So Margaria. Okay, so Carter is the last name. Okay, let's Why is that one? Okay, so the second part here is their jobs. Okay, that's interesting. Never noticed that before. So Joywire Artist. So obviously this person's going to be very artistic. Incapable of dumb labour. That's okay for 1 out of our 3 people. So we should be okay to get away with myself and Tony both being able to do the dumb labour, as they say. So Margarita here, she started off as a coma child. So she got into an accident and was put into a coma for the first part of her life. She then became a Joywire Artist, obviously, after she woke up. She's nervous and she has a chemical fascination, so that could get a little bit dangerous later, but we'll see how we go. We'll keep her for now. She's 55 and 56 in brackets, so this game is in the future, obviously. This talks about people being a lot older in real years rather than how long they've aged physically. So this means that basically this person's been in cryosleep or something like that for 52 years. This person's been in cryosleep for 1 year, and I've been in cryosleep for what's that? It's 50 odd years too. So yeah, I think this looks pretty promising. At least she can fight back with a melee weapon. She's very artistic. She's social. She's good at medicine, which is very important also. So I think this is pretty good for our starting people. So let's get into this. So, a little bit about myself. As I said, I live in Australia. I'm a father. I've been playing games since I was about 5, back in 1980, in the 1980s and that. Started off with PCs. Got into my first console was the PlayStation 1. I bought one of them with my brother. We went halves in our Christmas and birthday money, and we bought a PlayStation and we basically shared custody of it with a small 32 centimeter tube television. So that was quite interesting times. Yeah, so we'll go into my game history a little bit later, but let's get started. The three of you awake in your cryosleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Let's get started. So this is our area. I'm just going to quickly pause it here. As you can see, this is all our area in our particular screen. We'll get some helping tips and hints up here. We can see down the bottom here on our right hand side, we've got the temperature. So that temperature will, if you go inside a building, it'll give you the temperature of the inside of the building. If you're on the outside, it'll give you the temperature outside. It'll give you the temperature over these thermo, what are those called here? Steam geyser. So, and we can put thermo power on these later. It's clear day. We're at the 6th hour of the day, and it's the 12th of April, May, 5500. So every season for this game is 15 days long, and we still have a 24-hour period of time for each day. So AP May, I think this goes on Northern Hemisphere seasons. So AP May will be spring, and then we go from there, obviously summer, autumn or fall, and winter. So that's what we've got looking forward to. As you can see around our map, we've got some mountainous areas here which we can dig into and get some resources. So here is we've got some compacted machinery. We can find some abandoned buildings here which may come in useful a little bit later. We've got limestone, we've got more compacted machinery, we've got some iron down here, sorry, we've got some steel down here. We've got a nice little area here which we might be able to piggyback off and use to start our campaign here. We've got looks like an emu. Got a couple of emus around the place. We've got a turkey here. So these animals are all animals that we can do one of two things with. We can try to train them, or we can try to kill them and hopefully get some resources from them or some meat. And yeah, and here we've got an ibex. So we've got a few different animals around us. We've got so this is one of our landing pods here. We've got a couple of turkeys and stuff like that. So let's continue through. Our pods are just about to start landing here. So yeah, let's get started. There you go, there's our people. As you can see, we get a few things come out of our pods with us. So we've got some steel here. If we double click on that, it highlights a whole bunch of other steel that's around the map. We're going to unforbid that so that we can use it in our building. We're going to double click these food packages and we're going to unforbid them. And all this other stuff, we're going to unforbid all of this so that it can all be used. There we go. So in this game, silver is our money. It allows us to trade with traders. It allows us to build certain things also, so it's not just money, it's also a building material. But I think straight up we've got some wood here. I think straight up we're going to use this building, we're going to piggyback off it, and we're going to set this up as our very first area to survive in. Oh, we've got a gun here too. So we've got bolt action pistol, bolt action rifle there, which we're going to use. Also got a knife down here, so at this stage we can actually have a look at our characters and we can see their stats again. So in this particular case, I think both Tony and myself are better shooters, so we're going to equip the knife to Carter there. We're going to give, we're probably going to give Tony the pistol because the pistol is the higher of the DPS with these starting weapons. So we'll get started with that and we'll come over here and we'll start setting some stuff up. So we can up and down the speeds of the game, but just for starters here, we're going to use this area. I think it's nice and close by. We're going to come to structures here. We're going to build a door, put a door in there so that we've got a nice enclosed space. We're going to pull that stuff out of here. We're going to orders. We're going to chop some wood because wood is very important. There we go. We've got a whole bunch of wood there, so that'll give everybody something to do. So let's have a look. So plant cut. There we go. So everyone except for Carter is going to do some cutting. But looks like I'm going to start building that door first. Furniture. We're going to build ourselves a couple of beds. So everyone's going to get a little bit disappointed that they don't have their room, but this will be perfectly fine for our starting area. You can also see that we have an animal. So we have a male Labrador Retriever of new arrivals, age 1. So this is our animal at the moment. Takua, by the looks of it, will follow us around, will help us fight with when people try to invade us, and yeah, we'll go from there. So as you can see, we're automatically building the roof here over this this little building. That obviously keeps the rain and everything off. We've got Tony up here cutting some trees. We're going to set up a hauling zone. Oops. We're going to set up a hauling zone. Sorry about that. I just accidentally pushed on the wrong spot. Yeah, we're going to set up a hauling zone here. There we go. Zones. So our stockpile zone here, we will set up just about here. Doesn't need to be too big. This is just where they're going to put everything when they start hauling things. So all these limestone chunks here will get hauled over here. We can go to storage here. And oh, actually, we're going to turn chunks off. Now, we don't want corpses except for animals going on here. Just in case people come along and try to kill us, we're going to put the corpses of those people that we kill over here somewhere far away where people aren't going to see them. Like that. Doesn't need to be too big. I don't expect to kill anybody anytime soon, but it all depends on what the AI does to us. So click on there, and we're going to go clear all, and it's going to be human-like corpses. We're not going to put mechanoid corpses there because mechanoid corpses will come in handy a little bit later, because they are going to be used to pull apart, use components and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at our stockpile here. We'll make sure that mechanoid corpses are allowed in here. So we've got our beds built here. We've got some more wood here. Got all this steel and stuff, so this steel is going to become very important a little bit later too. So we've got a lot of little things here, which are going to end up being good, and we'll keep going from there. So probably the first thing that I want to do here is set up a growing zone. This will allow us to grow our own food, and we're going to go probably, I don't know, most people build an 8x8, a couple of 8x8 areas. This will allow us to build a couple of different types of food. Clicked the wrong one. Be able to allow us to grow a couple of different types of foods like potatoes and rice. And hopefully we'll be able to grow some of this here, which is heel root. So this is basically what the basis of our medicine will become. So this one here is going to be potatoes, this one here is going to be rice, this one here, let's see if we can do heel root. We need a minimum skill of 8, and we have nobody who can do heel root at the moment, so that's fine. We'll switch that to corn. So we're going to have plenty of different types of food. And finally, what are we going to do in our last one? We might just do strawberries for now. And we can always swap these over to heel root a bit later when maybe Carter here, her character, maybe her growing will get up to 8 soon enough. So as you can see here, her progress to the next level is counting up every time she plants something. So that's good. She's planting, she's learning stuff, and hopefully when she levels up a couple of times, we'll be able to do some heel root. As you can see, we're okay for food at the moment. So we've got these packaged survival meals here. These don't last too long. There are only 44 of them. So that's a couple a day for each person. So we're going to run out of food fairly quickly. But we do have some berry bushes here. So this one's a raspberry bush. It's 100% grown. Oh, sorry, it's 73% grown. And the growth rate is at 100% at the moment because the sun's nice and bright and shiny. And that means it can grow at full speed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, orders, we're going to do some harvesting, and we're just going to try and harvest whatever we can out of here. So selected a couple of heel roots up top here. There was a fully grown berry bush around here somewhere. Just drag, there's some more heel root and berry bushes up here. Any little bit of food will come in handy at the moment until our gardens are ready to go. Now obviously we can go around and try to hunt some of these animals, but at the moment we need to gather some resources and set up our origins in this particular area. So we are going to now build a structure. We're going to use wood because we've got a fair bit here. If you right click, you can go to silver or steel or whatever other resources that you have. If you have slate blocks, you can use slate, stuff like that. But at the moment we're going to build a wall. we're going to do some bedrooms because our people won't like sleeping in the same room like this. So they all like to have their own bedroom. So we're going to extend off the side here. We'll just go 3 off the side. There's the middle's there, so that'll be our hallway. Have a doorway there. Nice little bedroom. It's big enough for what they need for now. We'll do another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Come back up here. Put a door there. Do the same on this side. So I'm building 4 bedrooms here. Oh no, I can't do that because I have the growing zones there. So that's fine. We'll cancel this. Cancel all this stuff. Beautiful. And we'll just continue building our rooms off the bottom of the map here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not right. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That's better. So that'll give us 3 bedrooms. We're going to do another one which we can use as either a hospital or in the event of another tribe trying to attack us, we can use that as a jail, and we can actually try to recruit people who attack us, and if we can knock them out for a little while, we may be able to heal them up and get them to join our side, which would be quite nice to have a new person in the tribe. But 3 is enough for now. 3 is going to get us through and do what we need to do. As you can see, Carter is going along and planting all our plants at the moment. She's going to take a little while to do all this, but all the time she's learning new skills and stuff like that. We've got probably about half of our bedroom done so far. Obviously these guys are going to go backwards and forwards and get the resources and stuff that they need. So we've got Tony out here is still cutting wood, still harvesting plants. While these guys are all doing something, we're going to come here and we're going to have a look at our work schedules. Excuse me. And we're going to have a look at our day-to-day work. So one of the more important things that we need to keep an eye on is what people need. So here we've got very low expectations on Carter. New colony optimism, so straight away she's up 28 points. But she's currently uncomfortable. She wants something soft to sit on, so she wants a chair or something like that. She ate without a table, feeling bad, ugly environment, and in a little pain. So everybody has their own different characteristics that they're looking at. Unfortunately, I'm in a moderate amount of pain, so let's have a look at that. So that's because I have a stab scar, so I think I'll always be in pain because this is an old wound. It's not something that's going to heal up over time. So we go from there. And then Tony looks like he's probably the better one at the moment. He ate without a table, which is a little bit upset. So that pretty much tells me that we're going to build a table and some chairs for people to sit around. So we go to furniture. We're going to build a short table. We're going to put it, say, we'll put it in the corner here. And we're going to go 1. Whoop. So that chair's facing the wrong way. There we go. Dining chair. There we go. So we're going to do 4 dining chairs, so people have got a choice of where to live, where to sit. Once these areas have all been built out and they've been roofed, we can then move our beds into these rooms and everybody will be a lot more comfortable. You'll see them put the roof up here, so once the room is pretty much completely enclosed, they'll start putting a roof up. I think we're just waiting on more wood to get the rest of this stuff done. but I'm working as hard as I can by the looks of it. We're going to want to put some light in our rooms for now. And there we go. So we're just going to put a torch here. Maybe we can get myself to prioritize that. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Let's do that. So one of the other things about a shared room is, because I'm in and out here at the moment, and because we've got Tony coming in now, every time somebody leaves this room, Carter will be woken up for it, and someone walk past her, and she gets woken up, and that basically gives them a debuff. Where is it? There we go. Disturbed sleep. So she's been disturbed twice. So she has lost 6 points until the next time she sleeps. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of a start here. We've got our growing zones. We're building up our bedrooms, and everyone's asleep for the first day. So I think that may be a good time for us to stop for tonight. So come back and see how our adventures go in the future. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will be doing more RimWorld for the foreseeable future, because I really enjoy this game, and yeah, we'll go from there. So this is PatrioticSteam signing off, and we'll see you next time.